Hey friends, Josh Yeager, Fiduciary Governance Poobah. I'm out on a walk with my dog Dodger on a overcast day in Santa Barbara. Thought I'd use this opportunity to start a conversation about fiduciary governance. What is fiduciary governance anyway? Well, let's start with fiduciary. What's a fiduciary? Fiduciary is somebody who's responsible for somebody else's stuff. In the context of trust and estate administration, which this conversation will include, it's the successor trustee. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the eldest son, the caretaking daughter, the CPA or attorney that said, yes, I'll be your successor trustee, much to their chagrin, and then finds themselves in this cluster of all sorts of duties, responsibilities, and frankly, hassles in doing their job. That's the fiduciary. And that successor trustee has to do that job with excellence because it's not their money. It's somebody else's money. It's the grantor's money. So they have to act with prudence and care in the administration. Okay, what's governance? Governance is the process that one makes decisions and administers, in this case, the trust. So fiduciary governance is about the decisions that the trustee makes, how they make them, when they make them, how they document them. All of these go into the trustee's duties and responsibilities as they occupy the office of the trustee. Kind of like the President of the United States occupies the White House, so a trustee occupies the office of the trustee. There's a distinction between the trustee themselves and the office of the trustee, noting that sometimes trustees resign or die, and somebody else takes their seat in the office. And this governance process that I'm talking about are the things that reside in the office after one trustee moves on and another trustee takes over. So there's a couple of really important principles of why one would develop a governance process for the office of the trustee. One is to make sure that the trustee does their job. Trustees were anointed by the grantor to take responsibility for the grantor's assets and distribute them or administer them in a particular way. And presumably the trustee cared a lot about the grantor. Certainly the grantor trusted the trustee. And so as a trustee, we want to do a good job because we care about the person who gave us that job. Second reason we want to do a good job is if we don't do a good job, the consequences can be a serious pain in the neck. Disgruntled beneficiaries, children from split marriages, charities that think they're entitled to quick distributions from trusts, IRS agents that insist upon returns being filed promptly with all supporting documents, bank accounts and brokerage accounts with voluminous amounts of paperwork to change anything. It's a pain in the neck. And if you don't comply precisely with your responsibilities as a trustee and something bad happens, you personally can be responsible to the beneficiaries for any injury that has been caused. Which is kind of a bummer because you're in there doing the best you can. You got a day job being an architect or a dad or a doctor or a CPA, eldest son, caretaking daughter. And you got this whole another job. You're not really familiar with what those duties or responsibilities are for the job. And you got somebody looking over your neck, criticizing your every decision. This, my friends, is why I got into the fiduciary governance consulting business. Because it's hard. There aren't a lot of people helping these individual trustees. And my partner Ryan and I do that. We're located in Santa Barbara. And this is the first video of what I hope to be many on my dog walks, where we continue the conversation of best practices for individual trustees as they serve in the office of the trustee and fulfill their duties with excellence. Good morning.